me just a second here. Get everything situated. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that long delay. Good afternoon or good evening, football fans. Big Al here on this Thursday, December 5th, 2024, and welcome to my Week 14 NFL picks, both straight up and against the spread. We'll also be taking a look at the injury report entering Thursday Night Football and the matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions coming up in less than 2 hours. Or less than 3 hours, I should say. And we'll also look at the current college football playoff rankings entering Championship Saturday. All that coming up next in this video, so please stay tuned and like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell to get notified every time I go live. Alright, before we jump into the injury report and my picks, we'll take a look at the latest college football playoff rankings released on Tuesday night. And there are 3 teams that dropped from the rankings this week. The Tulane Green Wave, previously at 17. The Texas A&M Aggies, previously at number 20. And the Kansas State Wildcats, previously at number 24. We'll start off with 2 newcomers to the college football playoff, both from the American Athletic Conference. Number 25 is the Memphis Tigers at 10-2. And number 24 are the Army Black Knights at 10-1, set to play in the AAC Championship against Tulane. Up 2 spots to number 23 out of the Big 12 are the Colorado Buffaloes at 9-3. New at number 22 from the ACC, you've got the Syracuse Orange at 9-3. Up 2 spots to number 21 out of the Big 10, it's the Illinois Fighting Illini with a 9-3 record. Up 2 spots to number 20 from the Mountain West Conference, the UNLV Running Rebels at 10-2. Number 19 from the SEC, up 2 spots from last week, are the Missouri Tigers at 9-3. Up 1 spot to number 18 out of the Big 12 is BYU with a 10-2 record. Down 5 spots to number 17 out of the ACC, the Clemson Tigers at 9-3. They will be playing in the ACC Championship game against SMU, despite losing this past week. Up 2 spots to number 16, representing the Big 12, you have Iowa State at 10-2. And up 1 spot to number 15 will be the Cyclones' opponent in the Big 12 championship game. And that's the Arizona State Sun Devils at 10-2. Up 1 spot to number 14, representing the SEC, the South Carolina Gamecocks at 9-3. Also from the SEC, up 1 spot to number 13, the Ole Miss Running Rebels, also 9-3. Biggest drop in the college football playoff rankings is the Miami Hurricanes of the ACC, dropping 6 spots to number 12 with a 10-2 record. Up 2 spots to number 11, the Alabama Crimson Tide from the SEC at 9-3. Inching up 1 spot to number 10 out of the Mountain West Conference, the Boise State Broncos. Also up 1 spot to number 9 from the Big 10, the Indiana Hoosiers. Up 1 spot to number 8 representing the ACC is the SMU Mustangs. Up 1 spot to number 7 from the SEC, you've got the Tennessee Volunteers at 10-2. Down 4 spots to number 6 representing the Big 10, the Ohio State Buckeyes at 10-2. Up 2 spots to number 5 from the SEC is the Georgia Bulldogs at 10-2. Up 1 spot to number 4 is an FBS independent, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish at 11-1. Also up 1 spot to number 3 out of the Big Ten is the Penn State Nittany Lions at 11-1. Up 1 spot to number 2 from the SEC, you've got the Texas Longhorns. And maintaining its number 1 spot in the college football playoff rankings from the Big Ten, the Oregon Ducks, with a record of 12-0. Projected first round buys in the college football playoff would go to Oregon, Texas, SMU, and Boise State. So that's a look at the latest college football playoff rankings going into Conference Championship Saturday. Now let's turn our attention to tonight's injury report for the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions ahead of their big divisional clash on Thursday Night Football. And we'll start first with the visiting Green Bay Packers. Cornerback Jair Alexander is out tonight with a knee. Same for cornerback Corey Ballantyne. He's also out with a knee. Linebacker Edgerrin Cooper is out with a hamstring. And wide receiver Romeo Doubs is out with a concussion. And for the Lions, most of their injuries are on defense as well. The only exception is offensive tackle Taylor Decker. He's out with a knee. Meanwhile, defensive end Levi Onwazurkis, I don't know. He has a hamstring, and defensive end Joshua Pascal has a knee. They're both out. Defensive tackle DJ Reader is also out with a shoulder injury. And for the rest of this week's injury report, tune in Sunday at around 12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, as well as look at the other 12 games on the Week 14 schedule. And with that, let's dive into my Week 14 NFL picks, both straight up and against the spread. A recap from last week, I went 13-3 in my straight up picks, bringing my overall record to 130-65. And my spread picks went 7-9, pushing my overall record to 97-96-2. Alright, now to week 14, starting off with Thursday Night Football and the game of the week, as the 9-3 Green Bay Packers visit the 11-1 Detroit Lions. Tonight at 8:15 Eastern on Prime. Your announcers are Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, and Kaylee Hartung. Both teams within the top 5 of my Week 14 power rankings. Green Bay comes in at number 4. Detroit sits at number 1. Current point spread is Detroit minus 3.5, and the over-under is 52. Given all the injuries on the defensive side for the Lions, I'm taking the Packers in this one, 28-24. The game will push to 52, and I'm taking the Packers as the visiting underdog at plus 3.5. To Sunday now, starting off with the 6-6 Atlanta Falcons at the 10-2 Minnesota Vikings. This is the revenge game, or the homecoming, if you will, for Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins. Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Your announcers are Joe Davis, Greg Olsen, and Pam Oliver. The Falcons have slipped to number 21 in my Week 14 power rankings, and the Vikings sit at number 7. And there's the homie Check MP checking in from Bakersfield. What's up, homie? Current point spread is Minnesota minus 5.5, and your over-under is 46. I have the Vikings winning this outright 27-24. I have the game going over 46, but I'm taking the Falcons with the 5.5 points. Something tells me this game's going to be close. The one game I'm not expecting to be close is my lock of the week. the 3-9 Carolina Panthers at the 10-2 Philadelphia Eagles. Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox. Your announcers are Adam Amin, Mark Schlereth, and Christina Pink. The Panthers are at number 28 in my Week 14 power rankings, and the Eagles are at number 3. Current point spread is the largest on the board, and that's Philadelphia minus 13. Your over-under is at 46. I have the Eagles winning this easily, 34-14. The game finishing slightly over 46. And I'm taking Philly as my lock of the week at minus 13. Oh yeah, I'm definitely ready for Thursday Night Football. It's the game of the week to start off Week 14. Can't wait to see it. Meanwhile, across the Keystone State, the 3-9 Cleveland Browns visit the 9-3 Pittsburgh Steelers, who have a bit of revenge on their minds after that snow game 2 weeks ago in Cleveland. Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS, your announcers are Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson. The Browns are at number 23 in my Week 14 power rankings, despite the 9-point loss at Denver this past Monday night. The Steelers are at number 6. Current point spread is Pittsburgh minus 7, and the over-under is 43.5. I have the Steelers winning 27-23, the game going over 43.5, but I'm taking the points with the Browns at plus 7. On to the AFC South, where the 2-10 Jacksonville Jaguars visit the 3-9 Tennessee Titans. Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS, your announcers are Andrew Cataline, Jason McCourty, Tiki Barber, and AJ Ross. Alright, both are near the bottom of my Week 14 power rankings. The Jaguars are at number 30, the Titans at 26. Current point spread is Tennessee minus 3.5, and the over-under is 39.5. I'm taking the Titans 21-14, but I'm not as confident as I should be with this pick. I have the game going under 39.5, and I'm reluctantly taking Tennessee minus the 3.5 points. Alright, next up, you have the 2-10 Las Vegas Raiders at the 6-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I had considered Tampa as my lock of the week, but I saved it for the Eagles. Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS, your announcers are Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta, and Aditi Kinkoblawa. Bakersfield, boy, I love going for back-to-back TNF dubs. Heck yeah. That's what I'm shooting for tonight, too. I hope Green Bay comes through tonight. The Raiders are 31st in my Week 14 power rankings, while the Bucks sit at number 15. Current point spread is Tampa Bay minus 6.5, and the over-under is 46. I amended the total for my straight-up pick. I originally said 28-13 Buccaneers, but I'm going 28-20. The game will go over 46, and I'm taking Tampa minus the 6.5. But don't be surprised if the Raiders are able to keep this close and they backdoor cover this game. Up next, the 4-8 New Orleans Saints at the 2-10 New York Giants. In a game with pretty much no bearing on the NFC playoff picture going into the week. Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox, your announcers are Kevin Kugler, Daryl Johnston, and Laura Oakman. Alright, New Orleans is 22 in my Week 14 power rankings, while the Giants sit at 32. Current point spread is New Orleans minus 4.5, and the over-under is 41. I have the Saints taking this one 24-17, push the 41-point total, and I'm taking the Saints minus 4.5 as the visiting favorites. As for New York's other team, the 3-9 New York Jets, they're in Miami taking on the 5-7 Dolphins. Sunday at 1 p.m. on CBS, your announcers are Kevin Harlan, Trent Green, and Melanie Collins. The Jets are at number 24 in my Week 14 power rankings, although many can argue they belong lower on my power rankings. The Dolphins, meanwhile, are number 18. Current point spread is Miami minus 5.5, and the over-under is 45. This is probably one of my more confident picks of the week. I'm taking the Dolphins 31-17. The game goes over 45, and I'm taking the Fish at minus 5.5. So those are the 7 early games for Sunday. Now to the late afternoon games. There's 3 in total, beginning with an NFC West rematch between the 7-5 Seattle Seahawks and the 6-6 Arizona Cardinals. These two teams met in Seattle just a couple weeks ago, and the Seahawks won 16-6. Sunday at 4:05 Eastern on CBS. Your announcers are Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, and Evan Washburn, which means locally here in Phoenix, I'll be getting this game. The Seahawks are at number 12 in my Week 14 power rankings, while the Cardinals are number 14. Current point spread is Arizona minus 2.5, and the over-under is 44.5. Even though the game is in Arizona, I think the Seahawks are a better team overall than the Cardinals. So I have Seattle winning 27-20. The game finishing over 44.5, and I'm taking the Hawks at plus 2.5 as the road underdogs. Alright, to game 2 of Fox's doubleheader, otherwise known as America's Game of the Week. Most will see the 10-2 Buffalo Bills at the 6-6 Los Angeles Rams. Sunday at 4:25 on Fox. Your announcers are Kevin Burkhardt, Tom Brady, Aaron Andrews, and Tom Rinaldi. The Bills are at number 2 in my Week 14 power rankings, and the Rams sit at number 8, or rather number 16. Current point spread is Buffalo minus 3.5, and the over-under is at 49.5. I have the Bills winning this one 30-20, the game going just over 49.5, and I'm taking Buffalo minus 3.5. Others will be seeing the 4-8 Chicago Bears at the 5-7 San Francisco 49ers. Sunday at 4:25 on Fox, your announcers are Kenny Albert, Jonathan Vilma, and Megan O'Leary. Alright, the Bears have sunk to number 27 in my Week 14 power rankings, and the 49ers are at number 17, although I really should have put them lower than that. Current point spread is San Francisco minus 3.5, and the over-under is 44. But arguing whether or not the Niners deserve to be higher or lower in my power rankings is a moot point. I have the Niners winning this game 24-16, the game going over 44 points, and I'm taking San Francisco minus the 3.5. My second choice for game of the week is an AFC West battle between the 8-4 Los Angeles Chargers and the 11-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Sunday night at 8:20 on NBC and also streaming on Peacock. Your announcers are Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark. The Chargers are number 11 in my Week 14 power rankings, and the Chiefs are at number 5. Current point spread is Kansas City minus 4, and the over-under is 43. And I'm taking the upset here, folks. Give me the Chargers, 24-20. The game will finish over 43 points by just a single point. And I'm taking LA plus the 4. Let's say, someone's got to expose Andy Reid and the Chiefs. Might as well be the Chargers, right? And we'll wrap up Week 14 with Monday Night Football in a rather bad matchup between the 4-8 Cincinnati Bengals and the 5-7 Dallas Cowboys. Two teams who I do not see making the playoffs at all. Monday night at 8:15 on ESPN and ABC. Announcers are Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and Lisa Salters. The Bengals are at number 20 in my Week 14 power rankings. The Cowboys are at number 25. Current point spread is Cincinnati minus 5.5, and the over-under is 49.5. I'm expecting points aplenty in this one. Bengals win 34-31. They will win the game outright. It will go well over 49.5. But I'm taking Dallas at home at plus 5.5 with the points. Off this week, you have a quartet of 8-5 teams. The Denver Broncos ranked number 8. The Baltimore Ravens ranked number 9. The Washington Commanders ranked number 10. And the Houston Texans ranked number 13. Also off this week, you have the 6-7 Indianapolis Colts ranked number 19. And the 3-10 New England Patriots ranked number 29. And there it is, folks. My Week 14 NFL picks, both straight up and against the spread, plus the latest college football playoff rankings and the injury report entering Thursday Night Football. Alright, we will be back on Sunday, just before kickoff of the early games, with a look at the rest of the Week 14 injury report, so make sure you join me for that. In the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell and get notified every time I go live. Big Al signing off. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the pigskin tonight and this weekend. Peace out. Alrighty.